Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hope everybody's staying indoors, staying safe wherever you are in the country. Um, in this video, we're going to talk about how I got the 2 weeks' pay from Uber, from the 2 weeks' pay on the Uber compensation thing that they were offering from for all drivers who drive for Uber. I'm going to talk about kind of my story and how it affected me, and kind of give you guys a detailed description as best I can on what I went through to get the money and the things I had to do, unfortunately, to get it. Um, and so I hope by me doing this video, it'll teach you something. It'll teach you guys to not give up, to fight for what you believe in, and after all, this is about you, your family, your livelihood. So if you don't do what you got to do to get the money, you're not gonna really get to where you need to be. You're not gonna be. You're gonna be frustrated. I know many drivers, many of you are frustrated with Uber, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be quite frank with you guys. I have all the respect, all the respect in the world for these guys, for this company. I enjoy working for Uber. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the experience of it. I cannot tell you how many nice, really nice folks I have met in the last 4 months, okay, up until about 2, 3 weeks ago. You know, I have met big executives from American Airlines. I've just met some really cool people. And mind you, I would have never been able to do that driving in any other manner or in any other way. I would have never been able to experience those things. Okay. Um, I have gone places I never thought I would go. I have, I've experienced a lot in just a very short amount of time. And mind you, like I said, anyway, let's get on with the program. This afternoon, I'm going to talk to you guys about kind of how I got the word and go from there. Okay, so I'm going to be changing camera views from time to time because I'm running 3 different cameras here, and we're going to try to edit that to where we can put out a good quality video for you guys to watch. So, where should I start? Well, I'll just start from the beginning. Okay, I was driving. I had my rental car that I had for a week or two, and I got this phone call. I got this phone call saying that I had to go home. I had to report to the facility where I live. I'm not going to say where I live because it's nobody's concern. But I got the phone call to go home, to go to my house. Okay, and so my first thought was, well, if I go home, I'm not going to be able to come back out. So what I did was, I had barely 2 hours to really think about what I was doing and to get. I basically needed to do all these things in just a couple of hours' time to be able to meet their request to return to the facility. Okay, so I worked out a deal where I would report to the facility where I live, to the place where I live, by a certain time that Friday, morning. So again, I get this call saying, Gary, you need to go home. Our place is under quarantine, and you need to be there. You cannot leave. Once you get there, you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You can't go to the store unless it's an emergency. You can't go anywhere. So again, I was like, I don't really want to hear this. I want to, continue doing my job. I want to continue driving for Uber and doing what I've been doing for 4 months. And so imagine my disgust, my anger for getting that phone call. A very dreaded phone call, in fact. Not a phone call that you want to get, period. Okay? So I get the call, and my first thought was, what am I going to do with my car, my rental car? Okay? Because I've been driving for Uber for 4 months, and I can't just go home with the car. I have to figure out, I got to clean the car out, first of all, take out all the cameras, remove all the hardware and camera video equipment that's in the car. I had to remove all that and take everything out of the trunk, put it into my other car, and get the car back to Hertz within a few hours' time. So I was able to do that. I went to, I made a few stops, went to Sam's, went to Walmart, got everything that I needed to get, because I knew when I came home that Friday, I would not be able to leave my house for at least 2 weeks. Now, that has been extended for at least another month. So, again, my mind was just kind of way out there, I was just like, oh man, what am I gonna do? Like, I've just lost my job. Like, I have literally just lost my damn job. Pardon my French. So immediately, I started going on to Uber and telling them, look, I have been asked to quarantine by the facility where I live. I can't change it. I can't change their mind. I can't do anything about it. I have got to go to this. I've got to be indoors for the next 2 weeks. Now it's a month. So I started corresponding, going back and forth with Uber, and I didn't wait. A week later. I started that afternoon emailing them, corresponding with them, going back and forth. Mind you, and I'll talk more about that as we go along, but I just want y'all to know, dealing with Uber has not been easy. It's not been easy for me to deal with these people at all. In fact, it is very, very difficult. Keep in mind, I enjoy working for Uber. I love that company. I really do. I genuinely enjoy what I do. But Uber, in my opinion, did not originally specify clearly what the stipulations were to get the compensation, the 2 weeks compensation. I think now everybody kind of understands that you don't need to be diagnosed. I tried in the beginning to explain that but nobody except my friend Dylan would understand that, or did understand it. He understood it as he started reading through Uber's information that it was and or one of the following. And so, again, you know, um, I I just started corresponding with them immediately. I sent them um, information. Mind you, I did not have the letter from my doctor at the time, but I started the ball rolling. Excuse me. In at the very top of the whole quarantine thing. Okay, I um, that day that I was asked to quarantine, that next morning I woke up with a pretty high temperature, but it went down over the weekend, and 4 or 5 days later, I ended up in the hospital with pneumonia. And you guys know that that's the precursor for the COVID, the coronavirus um, situation or issue. So immediately, I went from being in the ER, going straight to the ICU. I stayed in the hospital for 5, 6 days. This was like 6 days into my quarantine. I'm asked, or I'm off to the hospital. So I spent that next week in the hospital dealing with pneumonia. Luckily, that's all it was for me. So I was released 5, 6 days later. Go home. You know, you tested negative. I got a letter stating my name, date of birth, all that good stuff. COVID-19, tested by the Tarrant County Public Health Department here in Fort Worth. Got the letter right. Got the letter. Y'all see that? So I tested negative. So I got to go home. Okay, I'm lucky in a way, because that could have very well got out of hand for me, because my health. Anyone who knows me knows that my health has not been good for many years. So, yes, I'm susceptible to catching that virus. Even now, I'm still susceptible to catching the virus. Anyway, as I said, I corresponded with Uber from the time I went into quarantine for 2-3 weeks. Long story short, I got, I don't know how many letters, how many messages saying that I did not qualify for the coronavirus, the COVID-19 compensation fund, or compensation from Uber. They told me that, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. And so I ultimately was not getting where I need to be, where I needed to go. Okay, I wasn't getting to where I wasn't getting the information from Uber that I thought I should be getting. Okay, I wasn't being told, okay, you qualify, you do this, you got to do this and that. I provided them with information to reach my doctor. I gave them this information about a week into it. So they had that. Um, they did not, and I've told y'all this before, or I've mentioned it in other videos, that I did not physically give my letter, my doctor's note, to Uber. This is kind of where the story changed. Remember, I said that I had been corresponding with them for 2-3 weeks and I wasn't getting anywhere. I was just getting the same same kind of email, same kind of message each time. Um, Very repetitive messages from Uber saying that I did not qualify or didn't meet the requirements to get the compensation. So here's kind of where the story changed. I have always been taught that if you're not getting where you need to be or getting where you need to go in life or with any specific type of situation, you, your first thought is to go to your local media, okay, or your newspaper or your radio station. If you can't get where you need to be or get to where you need to go from dealing with the company, you almost are forced to go to these other sources in order to get the money that you deserve and need in order to survive and make it through these very difficult months ahead. Many drivers don't understand that I can't do it for you. I can give you resources. I can tell you how to do it. But you guys have to stand up and do this for yourself. I can't always be there. Dylan can't always be there. We give you the resources that we can from what we see, okay? And I'm going to continue to do that. The point is, you gotta fight for what you believe in, okay? If you're not getting what you think you should be getting, or if you feel like you're not being treated fairly, in my case, I didn't feel like I was being treated fairly. And I told them that. I said to them plainly, I don't feel like you guys are treating me fair. And so I'm going to do what I have to do. And that was kind of where I left it the second or third weekend after going to the local media about this. Now, I'm not going to say who I went to, what station. I'm not going to talk about that. But what I will say is, after going to this guy, he approaches the company with the story, okay? And it's almost like it was done. I mean, it was almost like magic. It was done literally overnight. He went to him and he told him, he says, look, I have a person that he works for you guys who has been going back and forth with you guys for 2-3 weeks, hadn't been getting any response from you guys, has all the documentation he needs. He has a letter from his doctor. He has a letter from the health department. I was even going to get a letter from the place where I live because I thought that was pertinent. I thought it would be pertinent to my situation, and maybe it would help Uber determine quicker, that I deserved and needed this money. So after going to them, he seemingly approached Uber, the company, about the story. And as I said, Um, he, I don't know how he did it. I don't know. I don't know the specifics. But let me just say this. A lot of times when you approach a company with, um, a lot of times when the media approaches a company about a story, they're more likely to settle or to resolve the situation as opposed to litigating it in court or by any other means. You know what I mean, guys? They're more willing to resolve the story or the situation as opposed to taking it to court or um, going about it in any other way. Keep in mind, I've talked good about this company every step of the way, and I will continue to talk good about them because I believe that they're a good company. I've enjoyed my time. I'm really hoping to go back and continue driving for Uber. Now I don't know how long that's going to take because I I already foresee a 2 or 3 month layoff for me because I have to have hip revision surgery at the end of April. So that's going to put me out for 2 months. So whether I return or not, I just don't know at this point. But so what am I telling you guys? What am I saying? What is this story telling you? This story that I'm telling you guys is a story I want you to understand that is about being resilient, being persistent, not giving up, not taking no from anybody. Okay? I don't care who it is. If you feel like you're being mistreated, or if you feel like you're not being treated fairly, or if you think you're just being pushed over to the side, you have to fight. You've got to stand up for your rights. This is your money. You've got to take it. You've got to go after it. This is your livelihood. This is your family, your pets, your bank account, your bills. If you don't fight for what you believe in, you're not you're not going to get anywhere. Okay? So I want y'all to understand that I um, was not willing, still not willing to accept the word no, and will never accept the word no from anybody. Okay? If somebody tells you no, you tell them, we'll see about that. Okay? Somebody tells you no, you turn around and prove them wrong. Okay? You fight for what you believe in, and I promise you, you'll be rewarded in return. You just can't give up. You can't give up like that. I see a lot of drivers who do nothing but complain. Nothing but complain. Are they doing anything about it? Are they doing anything to resolve the situation? Now, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying I hear it, see it a lot on social media. So I understand it. I do understand where you're coming from because I'm right there with you. I'm an Uber driver. Still hope to be in the months ahead if we can all get kind of back to work. So I do understand where you're coming from. I've been there. I've experienced it. I know what it's like to be an Uber driver. It's not easy. We deal with a lot of BS, to put it mildly. So just know that if you really feel like you deserve this money and you feel like you should be getting paid for the 2 weeks pay or compensation that Uber's offering, go after it. Don't sit on your couch and do nothing about it. Let me just tell you, very simple, very simple. If you really, really want the money, go to your doctor. Very, very simple. Go to your doctor and just say, Doc, I've been asked to quarantine. Can you give me a letter? Very simple. You don't have to be diagnosed with the coronavirus. You don't have to have all that. You don't have to have everything on that list of 4 or 5 things. You only need one of those things, or 2. I don't know. Just if you're asked to quarantine and you get a letter from your doctor, by all means, you're going to get paid. How much did I get paid? I think the limit was $1,700 was what drivers could collect. I ended up getting $1,622, and I was quite happy with that because I needed to buy supplies and things for the house here, take care of my animals outside, things like that. So I needed that money to pay my car payment, or my car insurance, my phone bill, etc. So that money it's been nice to have that. So I'm blessed. I'm grateful to Uber, and I'm very thankful to you guys. If anybody from Uber just happens to see this video, I want you to know that I am very, very appreciative of this money, and I promised myself that I would not talk bad about Uber. I'm not here to do that, but just know that I'm extremely grateful. I don't even know how else to put it, you guys. 1622, that's a lot of money. Keep in mind, my highest earnings in a week, I think, was 1710. If I looked back on my past weeks, 1710 was my highest week. Now, my lowest week was my second week. My first week was my highest. My second week was my lowest. But again, 1622 is a lot of money, much more than what I normally make. I kind of average, really, because 16 is kind of close to what I made my highest week. So again, I'm grateful for that, and so I hope that you guys will, do what you got to do to collect your money, because it's not difficult to do. You just have to get a letter from your doctor. Very plain. Very simple. I can't make it any clearer than that. I hope you'll do that and be happy with what you get. You may not get the full amount like I did, or, close to what I got. You may get the full amount. You never know. But whatever you get, be grateful for that. Be thankful. I see so many drivers who complain and just, that's all they do. And I'm just like over it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I'm probably one of the most down to earth, very just a very simple man. Yeah, I like my toys. I like my electronics. I like my toys, my phones and tablets and all my toys. I call them toys, guy. toys. So I'm happy with that, and I've been able to afford some things that I have not been able to afford in past years. Um, so again, I'm grateful for the money. I'm going to use it wisely. Now, let's talk for a minute about uh, some of the other money that's out there that we can get. Okay, so I'll try to add some of this to the description in this video. By the way, if you like this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button before you or after you watch the video, and that way you'll get notifications on any future content that I post on my YouTube page. So, so let's talk for a minute about some of the resources out there for Uber drivers. First of all, we all know we're going to all get the $1,200 stimulus check. If you don't have a bank account, let's just say this. If you filed your taxes last year and you do have a bank account attached to that, that money will go into your bank account. Okay? If you don't have a bank account attached to your tax return or to through the IRS, you're going to get that money in the form of a paper check. Can't show you that. Okay, this is what it'll look like. Okay, this is kind of what it'll look like. Okay, I'm not going to show you what that is, but I just want to show you guys. Let me show the other camera. This is what it'll look like. It's a paper check from the U.S. government. Okay, this is an old check. Anyway, that's that. So, again, if you have a bank account attached to your IRS tax return, you'll get that money much quicker. Okay, number 2, small business loan through the Small Business Administration. If you go to www.covid19relief.sba.gov, you can file to get compensation, or I should say a grant. It's because it's if you pick number 2, you'll get that'll come to you in a form of a grant. If you don't, otherwise it'll come to you as a straight loan. So make sure you check number 2, because we are independent contractors, and that's number 2 on that list when you click on the link to go to that website. So make sure you do that. What else is out there? What other money is out there? There's a website, and let me show you. There's another website that you can go to. That is, hang on one second. Let me figure out what I'm doing here. Let me plug in this tablet because my battery power is running low. So I want to kind of talk to guys about what's out there and kind of what's available. As I said, the SBA loan, as well as the stimulus check and the money, the compensation from Uber, those 3 items alone should help each and every one of you. Again, I can't do it for you, so you've got to take the initiative and do this for yourself. Okay, I can only give you resources, show you how to go about doing it, and what have you. So again, you gotta really put the work in to get the money. So I hope you guys will do that and get that money, because we all need it. But this thing is not working. What's wrong with this darn thing? Alright, let's see here. Okay, it's again, it's www.covid19relief.sba.gov. Okay. I'll try to. Oh, now it's busy. Great. Well, I will try to. I'll post those items on the description, and y'all can choose to check that out if you want. There are some other websites where you can get additional money for being a independent contractor, but can't seem to get to that website right now. If you go on Facebook, you'll see that there are some other additional resources on that post that we made today. So I hope you guys will go and just check it out. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt you to have a look. I mean, like I said, if you want the money, it's there. Go get it. Okay, so here are some other resources, really, really quick, and okay, I'm looking at the Facebook page where, you know, we posted today, so forgive me. Oh, by the way, that is called the Disaster Loan Assistance Program, and that's through the Small Business Administration. Just so everybody knows about that. Oh, I forgot to mention, download the FEMA app on your iPhone. If you have a tablet or an iPhone and you have iOS, download the FEMA app. There's also some assistance on there that drivers can get from FEMA. So again, that's another resource. Check that out as well. There are some additional, and I'll post them on the description, but I've given you a fair amount of ideas, ways that you can get, you know, some additional money and help your family, help yourself, help your situation. So I hope you guys will take the information that I've given you. I hope that you'll learn from it, and just know that any situation that you're dealing with in life, you never give up. You never accept the word no. Okay, folks? If you're determined, if you're persistent, I promise you, it'll work out. My friend Jamie told me kind of in the beginning, Gary, it was, you know, my experience that things ultimately do work out. And she was very nice about telling me that. I appreciate that. I love her for that. She's a great, great friend, and I'm grateful to have really good friends like her and my friend Dylan. So, all right, guys, I think that's about it. I think I've covered my story. I hope you guys will take that and learn from it. Again, my story is probably not much different than everyone else's, other than the fact that I had to really fight for my money to get what I thought I deserved. You know, again, I wasn't getting anywhere, so I went to the media and I just said, look, this is my story, this is my situation, can you help me? and I got the help that I needed. I think Uber saw that and figured they better take care of what they needed to take care of, because I was not getting anywhere. Mind you, I did not give them the letter from the doctor. The media man, or the reporter guy, is the one that told them about that. So, yeah, that's kind of where we're gonna leave it. All right, folks. Again, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Again, if you liked what you saw, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button, and we appreciate that. We're going to try to start posting videos on a daily basis. If you've got an idea, a thought, something you want to know, text me. I will leave the comment section open for folks that want to comment. And I will try to post resources in the description, so you guys can check that out as well. Again, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.